Hello, my name is Nathan Oriana, and my final project presentation is on Lantana Depressa. So over here we have Lantana Depressa. It's from Casablanca. It's a nursery here near Kendall, and I used to work there. And a lot of the information I got from it was from my manager and coworkers, and also some research online. And I have another variety here, so you can just see the difference between the native one and a different type. This one's radiation, and this one's confetti. Right now they lost all their flowers since we're approaching winter, and they usually don't last long either way. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my presentation. Lantana is one of the most popular landscape plants on the market. It is heat, salt, and drought tolerant, making it very easy to grow and very low maintenance. It also comes in several attractive varieties with a ton of different color options. Both native and non-native species are pollinator friendly as well. The most common lantana is the non-native species, which is Lantana chimera, which is easy to find in local nurseries and garden supply stores. But with that being said, choosing the right lantana variety is not always so easy. Lantana depressa, or the rockland lantana, is a low-growing shrub that is endemic to the pine rockland habitat of southern Miami-Dade County. This is a rare South Florida native plant that has entered the nursery trade. A major concern is the hybridization with Lantana chimera, which is the plant I recently just talked about, and due to the potential hybridization, it's best to acquire the Depressa variety alone and from nurseries, not from big box stores, which tend to have more hybridization in their plants. Native to the Miami region, it performs well statewide. It does spread, but usually within a 5-foot radius. Unfortunately, this is most likely of the natives to hybridize with the non-native chimera, and there's a growing concern over protecting it so we do not lose this lovely plant. So Lantana care. Lantana prefers well-draining soil. It thrives in our Floridian sandy loam. It also grows happily in a planter or a ground cover. In all locations, Lantana benefit from light applications of fertilizer. Use fertilizer labeled slow release or controlled release to avoid runoff of the fertilizer. Most varieties, including sterile ones, have few disease or pests. In all varieties, however, the leaves are highly toxic to animals. The unripened berries are poisonous as well. So please take care and do not introduce it in areas where animals may graze a lot. All lantanas also enjoy full sun. They are drought tolerant as well. So they are drought tolerant as well as mentioned above. This makes lantana a very hardy plant, and it is a perfect choice for a low maintenance landscape. If the plants grow too large or leggy, you can always cut them back. You can be liberal with this, so don't worry. During the growing season, cut back in moderation, and at the end of the growing season, lantanas can be cut almost directly straight to the ground. The next flush of growth will yield even more flowers than before. The origin of lantana. There are three distinct varieties of Lantana depressa. These were all studied by Roger Sanders extensively, and he has a whole book about each of these lantanas, which was the depressive variety, the oviophyllata, and the chimera. But he also talks about several other lantana species. Lantana chimera, or simply called lantana, was introduced to Florida in 1804 as an ornamental plant from the West Indies. In the 1700s, lantana was highly desired greenhouse specimen and consequently was bred into hundreds of cultivars in European markets, and from there they're introduced worldwide. Lantana chimera is similar to Depressa, which is the native species, which is now endangered. After its introduction worldwide, lantana is also now considered invasive internationally in Australia, New Zealand, China, and as well as in the US, specifically Florida, Georgia, and Texas, California, and Hawaii. Thankfully, more and more nurseries carry sterile Lantana chimera varieties. So these plants cannot produce viable seeds or viable pollen. As a result, they aren't invasive. Yeah. Propagation. Propagation methods include herbaceous stem cuttings, woody stem cuttings, which are best to use cuttings to avoid the potential of establishing hybrids, and seeds, but you have to remove the fleshy coating on the seeds before storing them. So on the right, I have a picture of a propagation I actually started. I honestly thought cuttings only really pertain to succulents, but after practicing and cutting my own cuttings from the lantana I own, I quickly realized, like in the photo in the center, they do just as well in vases of water, and once they grow roots, you can replant them into soil directly. The physiology. So the shrub is an erect perennial that may grow to be 6 feet tall. The leaves of lantana are rough and sandpaper-like. They are oval and oppositely arranged. They're also aromatic when crushed and serrated, about 6 inches in length and 2.5 inches across. Many people have a distinct different smell to the lantana and what they personally smell. Some people say that it smells like cat urine. I personally like the smell. It doesn't smell like urine to me. It smells very citrusy to me, and I just think that's an interesting fact. The small flowers are also clustered at the stem ends and change colors such as white to pink to lavender or yellow to orange to red, with most of the mature flowers being more darkly colored. The flowers are produced year-round, and a single plant has the potential to produce 12,000 fruit. And here I'm showing the Lantana Depressa variety I own, which is the one I picked up. And on the label, it clearly stated it's a Florida native, which I thought it was cool for my nursery to show. And I'm just showing you how there's not many flowers right now, except for the Florida native one. The uses. Lantana stalks have been used for paper pulp, so wrapping, writing, and printing paper, which I had no idea about until I researched. The bark has also been used as lotion, notably for ulcers caused by leprosy, and the leaves have been used to treat body swelling and pains. In addition, the alkaloids in lantana can stimulate bowel movements, lower blood pressure, and accelerate deep respiration. On the bottom right is an Etsy seller I found that actually sells lantana-based products, and I thought that was interesting. One of the benefits of using Lantana depressa plant is it makes a good choice of garden landscape, which is a very popular choice and use of lantana. It can be used for a border or as a ground cover. It's also drought and salt tolerant, as I said before. It is easy to cultivate, and it lasts throughout the summer. The lantana flower adds a very good look to your landscape because of the beautiful different colors it has. Lantana and butterflies. Many nurseries in South Florida advertise lantanas for its butterfly attraction. As I shopped around and looked for different varieties, just not in the workplace I used to work at, the nursery, everyone shows like it has pictures of butterflies next to the plant. You ask the workers and say it's perfect for butterflies and such. And I thought it was only exclusive to milkweed, but now I know more plants are butterfly friendly. Lantana has a rich history of being utilized in the garden for long-lasting, colorful blooms. I'm sorry, I had to pause because my cat keeps screaming to get in my door, so I'm sorry for all the pauses I have. Um, but anyways, as I was saying, they're superior to heat tolerance and have a high ability to attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. Featuring clusters of bright colors and solid as well as multicolor, lantana can be used in containers, landscaping, and hanging baskets. They also may be pollinated by butterflies during the day and moths at night. They are also visited by bees, as I said. And thank you for listening. I hope you learned something about Lantana depressa and maybe pick yourself up some for your own butterfly garden. And these are my references. Thank you for watching.